The doorway effect, memory's invisible reset. You walk into a room and stop. For a moment, the world goes still. You know you had a reason to be here, but it's gone. Slipped through your mind like water through fingers. You stand there, blinking, scanning the room, hoping the memory returns. This isn't absent-mindedness. It's not forgetfulness. It's something far stranger. It's called the doorway effect, a silent glitch in your memory's architecture, a reset triggered not by time or trauma, but by thresholds. Our minds weren't designed to carry every detail forward. They're sculpted for efficiency, for relevance, for survival. And somewhere in that evolution, the act of crossing a boundary, even as simple as a doorway, became a signal, a psychological scene change. Just as a film cuts from one shot to another, your brain slices the narrative, clears the working memory, and prepares to absorb a new setting. You didn't lose the thought, it was archived, because your brain assumed it no longer mattered. But why? To answer that, we must dive into the labyrinth of memory. Working memory, where our most immediate thoughts live, is fragile. Like a whiteboard easily erased by even the gentlest breeze of distraction. In a now famous study, participants were asked to remember objects as they walked through rooms. But as soon as they passed through a doorway, they forgot. The doorway itself was the delete key, not because of distance, not because of time, but because of transition. Even in virtual reality, the effect persisted. No real walls, no real doors, just the idea of a threshold was enough. Which leads us to a haunting realization. What else have we forgotten? Simply because we moved from one state to another? What ideas dissolved the moment we opened a new app? What promises vanished at sunrise? What feelings faded because we turned the page? Your brain is always filtering, sorting, trimming the narrative. It assumes what happened in the last room doesn't belong in this one. And maybe that made sense once, when stepping from the forest into the open plain meant new threats, new priorities. But today, it means forgetting why we opened the fridge, losing our train of thought when we answer a text, or blinking mid-sentence in a meeting, wondering what we were about to say. And yet, maybe there's a kind of poetry in it. Each room becomes a reset, each threshold a silent invitation to begin again. But what about the larger doorways, the ones we don't even notice? Changing cities, ending a relationship, beginning a new job, or leaving behind a version of ourselves we no longer recognize. Do those thresholds trigger deeper resets? Do we forget parts of who we were? Not because they're unimportant, but because the scene has changed? And if so, is that a flaw or a gift? There are ways to hold the memory tighter, to walk deliberately, to repeat the thought aloud, to carry an anchor, a to-do list, a name, an object, but most of the time we don't. We step through and we let go without knowing what we've left behind. So the next time you walk into a room and forget why, don't curse your mind. It's not failing you, and it's adapting, flipping the page and preparing the stage. And maybe, just maybe, that moment of forgetting is the cost of becoming present in the next chapter of your life.